I should say that, there are a lot of people who are suggesting this is about disagreements over Israel. I mean, I can safely say it is not about disagreements over Israel.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why?
To the extent that, without reference to Candace at all here, Matt Walsh has taken the position that America ought not be involved in the Middle East at all. That's just a pure isolationist position. I disagree with it. I think it's wrong. I think that it's short-sighted.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and well, some more information comes pouring out about the Candace Owens firing that looks, well, suspicious. It's not quite what you think, but it's very odd. I've been waiting for Jeremy Boring to respond to it because this seems like something he would want to respond to. Curiously, no response. Obviously, it's possible he hasn't seen it, but this thread, first of all, has gone mega viral. It's already been seen by 2.5 million people, so I suspect he knows about it. Also, interesting interview between Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin as they talk about how many houses Dave Rubin has, and hopefully he got a good price for them, and how Twitter is worse now that plebs can reply to them. And the blue checkmark system is now fair. That said, lots to talk about in this video. By the way, I'll be live tonight on Rumble. If you're Chad, you'll watch me on Rumble. If not, and you're on YouTube and you don't want to switch over, tune in tonight to Quartercast. I'll leave it in the description and pinned comment, 5:30 Eastern. Got a special announcement coming up on a new host that's going to be on my channel regularly. It should be pretty good for the live streams. So grab a subscription to Quartercast or rumble.com/c/The Quartering. Now, it all goes back basically to November 14th now, where Candace Owens had put out essentially a long tweet saying, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you." It goes on from there. At no point in that tweet did she tag Ben Shapiro. It was not in a reply to Ben Shapiro. It was not. Now, it could be a subtweet. There could have been some weirdness going on inside the Daily Wire between them that we're not privy to, and this could have been a subtweet. I don't know that, but it could be, and maybe that's why Ben reacted this way. But of course, he said that, "Candace, if you feel like taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means, quit." Didn't turn out too well at the time. He was getting pretty close to ratioed in the first 51 minutes. Now, a new leak, allegedly, from Daily Wire employees, and then a long thread from Candace Owens, maybe sheds a little more light. By the way, did you use promo code LOVE at Coffee Brand Coffee yesterday and stock up for the weekend? I won't bore you with the whole long ad read, but check it out. So this thread comes out from Censored Man, who, again, these are quote-unquote sources. It says, "Candace Owens was fired for saying Christ is king. 4 Daily Wire employees, all Christians, have approached me. Their identities will remain anonymous for safety reasons." Now, okay, I understand that. But, if these employees are out there, I suppose I'll follow him or them. Please DM me too if you can confirm this. And leaked information about an impromptu town hall meeting that Jeremy Boring, CEO of Daily Wire, hosted on the day of Candace's firing. Jeremy Boring sent an email to all Daily Wire employees inviting them to an impromptu town hall in Candace Owens' studio. The town hall was led by Boring, with Andrew Klavan repeating many of the corporate talking points on his show the very next day. The 4 employees told me that the town hall attempted to brainwash the employees present into believing that Candace was, in fact, an anti-Semite. They view it as an extreme form of damage control to scare and prevent employees from speaking out against Owens' firing later that day. Quote, "The feeling was that they didn't just want her gone, they wanted everyone to hate her like Ben does. It was straight up propaganda. These subjects were brought up during the town hall." Now, again, I looked through the replies and I don't see any Daily Wire employees, you know, coming in here to say, you know, hey, this definitely didn't happen. You know, a lot of people who already dislike the Daily Wire. And again, I don't like the Daily Wire company, but there are people that work there that I like. There are people there that I'm indifferent about. In fact, most of the people that actually work there, I have no problem with. You know, we may disagree on things, but I still think they're a net positive. So it says Candace's repeated use of Christ is King was deemed anti-Semitic, dating back to November when a meeting with Ben Shapiro was leaked. In the meeting, he badmouthed Owens for not being overtly pro-Israel. A clip of Nick saying Christ is King was played. This expression made Shapiro particularly angry since Nick is deemed an anti-Semite by the ADL. It was used to suggest Owens was also that by association. Now, this could be, you know, Nick's viewers are extremely well organized and they are extremely passionate about their beliefs. I'm not saying, you know, that's just a fact. I mean, if you've ever encountered them on Twitter or anywhere else, they're very well organized, very well, very passionate. Is it possible that these things were fed to this guy from them? Maybe. I don't know. A clip from Owens on Fresh and Fit was played where a ka-ching sound effect was heard in the background. This was an attempt to associate her with the stereotype that Jews love money. Hey, everybody loves money. I don't think that's exclusive to the Jews. I love money. Anyway, the employees also told me that Ben had been bitter in his attitude toward Candace as her show was outperforming Ben's and was much better received. I talked about yesterday how Ben's channel has nearly 7 million subscribers and often only gets 20 or 30,000 views on some videos, which is bizarre. Now, I did some more digging yesterday, and that very same show is like in the top 10 podcasts in the country. So maybe people just choose to listen to the Ben Shapiro show in audio form as opposed to video form, which would certainly make sense. Ben is very popular, okay? You know, some employees are planning a lawsuit against the Daily Wire, feeling intimidated and threatened by the meeting, and also because of what they believe is an attack on Christianity at the company. They felt the phrase Christ is King was seriously deemed to be anti-Semitic by Boren, Clavin, and Ben. It was Candace's repeated use of the phrase, along with her not being overtly pro-Israel, that ultimately led to her firing. After hearing this, no Christian or anyone with genuine morals should have a Daily Wire subscription or support the company in any way. It is clear that Christianity is under attack. Look, I know Daily Wire employees watch my videos. I know Daily Wire employees follow me on Twitter, my email, you know, thequartering@gmail.com. I need to, you know what I'm going to do this weekend? I'm going to set up Proton Mail for everything, but I still use that for that. If you can prove your employment and let me know whether or not this actually happened, you know, a lot of usual suspects are in the comments. You know, there's obviously a lot of people, you know, who really want this to be true. You know, Lauren Chen says, any recordings of this or screenshot of the email about the meeting? Daily Wire has a lot of employees. If this happened, I'd imagine at least someone would try to record audio. It's hard to believe this without any proof. We'll see if any kind of lawsuit materializes. You know, and then people who just, you know, I don't know. I don't see anybody, you know, this is essentially as people are saying, a trust me bro post. So if somebody can forward me the email, or if somebody, you know, it could just be engagement trolling. But when you add in now, Candace Owens puts out a long thread, apparently having some issues with Andrew Clavin, writing, for the last week, my former colleagues at the Daily Wire, my former colleague, Andrew Clavin, I don't even know who that is. I mean, I know some of you have told me, hey, he's not that bad, or he's an okay guy, like you watch him, but I haven't watched him. I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm less familiar with him. Some inaccuracies on me that I view to be disparaging to my character, so let's slowly unpack the claims. Andrew Clavin, in an attempt to explain why Christ is King can be anti-Semitic, offered this podcast about me.
Totally fair question, and it was because one of our major talents at the Daily Wire parted ways. The Daily Wire parted ways with Candace Owens, and part of it was things that she was saying that we felt were strongly anti-Semitic. And she was doing it in such a way that it was kind of hard to pin down. So I was trying to show where these things happen. So, for instance, she retweeted a tweet accusing a Jewish guy of being drunk on Christian.
Oh, yeah, the Christian blood thing.
Which is,
that's actually not true. Yeah. This sounds crazy. Candace Owens hates him so much that she'd randomly be accusing some fine young Jewish person of doing this. Crazy. Also untrue and completely removed from some important context. One, I never reposted anything. I certainly did like a tweet. However, what was the appropriate context? Andrew Klavan, who is Jewish, is referring to Rabbi Shmuley, who spent 2 years attacking me. No one, not a single one of my colleagues included, defended or said what he was doing was wrong. After 2 years, I told the public about this person's nonstop harassment, plus showed proof of his threats. What did Rabbi Shmuley do in return? He libeled me harder. He accused me of directing my followers to do terrible things. I'm not kidding. This is what he tweeted. So he wrote, you know, he did do, in fact, accuse her of that. The rabbi was clearly lying. The person who messaged him privately in that correspondence did so before I had ever even informed the public about his harassment. It was quite literally a smear. Gratefully, someone called him out on his lie by citing the date of the message. It says February 20th, Rabbi, are you drunk on Christian blood again? That is the tweet I liked. I liked some random person on the internet who very quickly debunked the horrendous lie that I would ever send anyone to do this. Now that you have the full context, please revisit Andrew's remarks about my anti-Semitism. I recently learned that it is unlike any hate in the world because of the definition mutating. Today's current definition seems to be a Christian defending herself from predatory, dishonest rabbi, liking tweets for obvious reasons that it debunked the lie. It really is nothing short of amazing, given that all these issues of the Rabbi Shmuley against me, which seemingly disturbed Andrew, was unacceptable to like of a tweet which underscored the rabbi's dishonesty. Really something wrong. Now, you could argue that Candace should have just said that, seen, oh yeah, I pointed this out and replied. And, I don't know, but it's gray, it's definitely in a gray area, and then, Candace is getting defense from various people. She went on the Breakfast Club, I guess did pretty good. Then Ben seems to be going on everybody's show. It's like he's doing the rounds, Piers Morgan. Then he goes on another friendly podcast with Dave Rubin, who I don't even know why he's relevant anymore. But I guess he's got to keep money up so he can buy more babies. Most of this interview is essentially them whining about how people could message them on Twitter now who didn't have blue check marks, and essentially just running, defense. Why is everyone ignoring the fact that this happened on the heels of her debate with two rabbis labeling her this? The problem is if you never bid to be, again, I think ultimately these are very, 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 very interesting. Essentially, in this interview, Ben Shapiro goes on to continue to iterate that he says, for example, hey, the Daily Wire would never employ somebody who is strongly pro-abortion. I mean, that's certainly their right. That's certainly the right. It's not a practice that I would. I own thepublica.com, which is a news outlet that is probably 0.01% the size of the Daily Wire. There are people there that strongly disagree with my defense of Steven Crowder, for example, and I don't care. If there were a leftist there that still did good research, and there are lefty people that work there, I don't care as long as they do good work. That is the actual, point of having diversity of thought. But the Daily Wire has come out to say that's not what they're interested in. Jeremy Boring has said that's not what we're interested in. We are a publisher. We pay people to say certain things. And that's quite literally what Jeremy Boring said in a Twitter space just a few days ago. So it's pretty interesting. You can see this interview has 1.5 thousand downvotes. So it did not do very well. Sorry, Benny boy, I'm gone. People hitting when the Christ is King. The Daily Wire days are numbered because Ben is destroying it. I get it. Democrats here for the drama. I mean, hey, that's all right. I enjoy when CNN crumbles and all that stuff. So, this is just another weirdo running defense for it. We know why Candace was fired. That's fine. Just say it, Daily Wire, or stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. Stop going on Piers Morgan. Stop going on Rubin Report and clickbaiting my final word on Candace Owens leaving. Stop giving any words, dude. If the only words people want to hear from you is Candace Owens was fired for being critical of Israel's foreign policy and probably trolling Ben Shapiro, at least admit it, because we all know the truth. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like on it. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon. Oh yeah, don't forget to check out the live stream channel. I would prefer you watch on Rumble, but I want you to watch so you can check out Quartercast on YouTube.